Today I'm coming back to something that I did in video number 128, which is entitled the lost trad grip technique. I also like to refer to this technique as the vaudeville pre-1938 left hand technique, because drummers were doing this 100 years ago. Okay, it's not new. I didn't invent it. One of these days I shall explain to you exactly how I know that's to be the case. If you are interested in this technique, have a look at video number 128 first, because in that I explain the mechanics behind it. But what I want to talk about today is a really important aspect of this and techniques like it, which is the incorporation of these kinds of techniques into a musical context. I mean, if all you're going to do with this technique, and here it is stop in the middle of a drum solo and just do that by itself and wait for all the drummers in the audience to go woo, or wait for all the drummers on Instagram to give it a like, then that's really not even half of the battle won. This kind of technique and everything else that I do on here, the end game is that you can incorporate them into a musical context. And I'm going to look at a couple of ways in which we can do that with this left hand motion. First of all, I'm going to incorporate it into sticking patterns. The objective being that I can go from any kind of standard sticking, primarily consisting of course, single strokes, double strokes, flams, etc., into this continuous left hand. So the exercise that I've got for you for that is to play one of the stick control patterns from pages 5, 6, or 7 of George Stone's book. I've just randomly chosen number 25 from page 6 today, which is this. So I'm going to play the 2 bars of stick control, which is a total of 16 eighth notes. And then I'm going to do 2 bars with the lost trad grip left hand technique. Let's do this really slowly so you can look at what's going on. Remember, it's a wrist turn with a finger tap as the wrist goes back up. 1, 2. So what I'm aiming for is to be able to move in and out of that left hand thing seamlessly. So it is, as stated earlier, incorporated. Let's now look at a couple of ways that we can work on that in timekeeping contexts. And what I've got here on the music stand over here is I've got page 10 of the Ted Reed Syncopation book, which is just quarter notes with eighth note embellishments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the quarter notes with the wrist motion and the offbeat eighth notes with the finger tap as the wrist turns back up. So the first one on page 10 will be this. Let's start with the just the quarter notes, and then we'll add in the eighth note embellishment. Let's move down that page to exercise 5, where we've got eighth notes on the first 2 beats of the bar. So that's going to be this. So if we go to exercise number 9 on page 10 of Syncopation, where we've got eighth notes on the first, second, and third beats of the bar, that's going to give us this. Obviously, top of page 11, exercise 11 is all the eighth notes. So we have this. Remember, don't push the tempo, do it where it's comfortable and manageable, and you can focus on the fact that you're getting the left hand technique right. You know, don't bluff it. Now let's vary that and go to page 34 of Ted Reed, and what we're going to do is we're going to play all the eighth notes in the left hand as we just were, but we'll play the syncopation pattern on the right cymbal like this. 1, 2, 3. Next, let's do the next one. Let's double the syncopation part with the bass drum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, another way of doing that, and this is interesting, is to put the wrist turns on the offbeat eighth notes. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So let's do that the other way round. Just pick a random pattern 17 on page 35. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. The final thing that we're going to do with this today is to do the left hand part in triplets. 3, 4. And you could play the syncopation part in the bass drum, for instance. That's the top line of page 38, as many of you will recognize. Or you could play the syncopation pattern in the right hand. 1, 2. And just like before, I did a little thing where I was playing so lots of ways of using this stuff. These techniques are great, they're fun to do, they're cool, they will impress your drummer friends, but most importantly is make them into music, and that's your takeaway from this one. If you've got any questions about this, or if you want to know about my schedule, or where I'm playing, if you want to contact me, it's all at www.petecater.org, and I will see you next time. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed yet, please do so and hit the bell, and you'll be made aware of my future tutorials as they go live. So I'll see you next time. Bye for now.